Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video today, we're going to be starting a journey that is going to span all the way from the Kanto region in Fire Red, right through to Unova in Black 2. What we're doing is a randomized Nuzlocke Gauntlet. The general principle behind this is that each game will be a randomized Nuzlocke, with the later games becoming increasingly more difficult with the rule set that we're going to have in place. So as an example, for Fire Red in Kanto region, it's a pretty bare bones rule set. We're going to have all of our encounters, the trainer Pokemon and items randomized. The HM moves will be given full compatibility just to make sure we don't end up stuck without a Pokemon that can learn a certain move. That's the randomized side. And then the standard Nuzlocke rules we're going to be having in the first one will be only one encounter per route. If the Pokemon faints, it's considered dead, and each Pokemon must be nicknamed. We're also going to be playing with set mode turned on, and the dupes and shiny claws in effect. Now, as the games get on, as I said previously, they will get a little bit tougher with the rule set, right through to the point where the final game, we're going to have an interesting rule. But I can't tell you about that just yet. You've got to build up the suspense, the intrigue, so you guys will come back. So yeah, for now, we are playing just a randomized Nuzlocke. You know, it's just the Pokemon, the encounters, effectively, that are going to be randomized, and all the trainer Pokemon. So we'll start with that. And yeah, I suppose we'll see how we go. It may take a little bit of time to, get past some of this intro stuff. I'm not going to use speed up. Okay, my name is, of course, we're going to be running it as Ash because, well, that is my name. Yes, my name is Ash. And then the rival, we're going to be calling the rival not subbed. Because, in the words of a wise man that I once heard many, many, many moons ago, those that are not subbed are the enemy. So please, don't be those people. Drop a sub, drop a like, whatever you need to do. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and the extra support is always greatly appreciated. Okie dokie, so rival's now named not subbed. Very good. Okay, we'll start by checking our PC, because I believe from memory there should be the potion in there. Now, I had toyed with the idea of using rare candies for level up purposes, just to make it a little bit easier, I suppose, and a little bit quicker in the kind of the beginning game, and as you get closer towards the end game, to kind of speed the leveling process a little bit, so I'm not sitting here for like 6 hours grinding. That's going to be pretty boring for you guys to watch. It's pretty boring for Alex, who's my editor, that's going to be editing these videos down for you. However, in, a bit of a practice muck around to see how the rule set flowed, it kind of broke the game because they can be sold for some serious money. So I kind of took the strategy of, do I try and catch this Pokemon out of the equation? Because unlimited rare candies, you sell 99 at a time. It's like well and truly over $200,000. After testing it to see how it went, I ultimately decided to not use the rare candies. We'll just grind levels the old-fashioned way, just for the sake of, trying to not break the game in the early stages. With all of that being said and done, the rules being explained and whatnot, a bit of background, we get to pick our starters now. So, starter number 1. You've got to be kidding me. A Lugia. Starter number 2 is a Dragonite. Starter number 3 is Nidorina. Okay, so Nidorina is kind of where I expected the starter choices to go. I'm just thinking, if I had this one, if I pick the first, I think the rival goes this one. And if I pick mid, he takes left. So if I pick Lugia, he's going to have Nidorina. But if I pick Dragonite, he's going to have Lugia. The problem is, I apologise for this, Alex, I need to do some research. The problem with this at the moment, though, is that I don't know what their moveset's going to be. I don't actually know, because some of these Pokemon might not have the best movesets. Lugia only has Whirlwind. Apparently in Fire Red and Leaf Green, Lugia's first attacking move is level 22. Right. So that's pulled me away from the Lugia. That should also mean, in theory, if we take the Dragonite, provided Dragonite has an attacking move, Lugia should be a free win and a bunch of free XP for us. Level 5 should have Twister, Thunderwave, Leer, and Wrap. Not the best. It just means, though, that its next move on learn will be Dragon Rage at 22, Lamb at 29. You know, it could be worse. I think, based on that, we're going to take the Dragonite, because at least it has some attacks. And I'm reasonably sure that means the rival will take Lugia. As the run gets on, Lugia is going to become a massive, massive threat. However, for the early stage of the run, until we are set up, it should be a walk in the park, because it doesn't learn a physical, like an actual attack, until 22. So up until the point it's level 22, Lugia cannot damage us. Nickname for the Dragonite, we're going to call him the OG, because he was technically the OG pseudo. Alright, and he does take Lugia. Nice. So this should be, unless I've got incorrect information, which I'm really hoping I haven't, so it's going to be super awkward. I'm thinking it'll probably just try and spam Whirlwind, and it's going to fail a bunch. Okay, so yeah, Rattler, Thunderwave, Twister. Oh, we'll hit it with a Twister, because why not? Oh, that's done diddly squat to it. And Lugia has Whirlwind. If we wrap it, won't do much either, but it's going to add little chippies. Think. Yep. Little bits of chippies. Oh yeah, Lugia's also got Precious. I'm going to use double the PP trying to fight it. What a pain. This should be some good XP for me though. Being a legendary, albeit only level 5, it's still a legend. Yeah, I got the flinch. Yeah, I got another flinch. Wrap it, and GG's, battle over. So we survived our rival fight. It's a good start. 235 experience. Oh lord. Not bad, not bad. Now, what we're going to have to do, because we have to go and get Professor Oak's parcel from the mart in Viridian City before we come back, it'll give us an opportunity to, one, fight a handful of Pokemon to get some more experience on our Dragonite while we're on our way through. But two, it'll also give us a chance to suss out the route to see what sort of Pokemon are available. Just so, you know, we can kind of make our wish to the heavens of, you know, what we'd like to see as our first encounter. Slowbro. Yeah, that's interesting. Please? Yeah, it's very good. Oh, 70 XP up to level 7. Happy days. Alright. And Poliwhirl. Okay, so a couple of water types. Not ideal, but not terrible at the same time, you know. At least they're different species, I suppose. It's not like we got, you know, a Slowpoke and a Slowbro, because that would have been crappy. Kind of been tunneled into the one option. Positive note though, because they are some evolved Pokemon, we at least get some reasonable XP for fighting them. We'll get Oak's parcel, and then we'll go and heal up in the Poke Center, and then head back down. That's where we get our Pokeballs, and that's where the run truly begins. Okay, that'll be Oak's parcel. We get our Pokedexes, and then we get our Pokeballs, and then we're good to go and actually start meeting some of our encounters, seeing what we can catch and what we can't, trying to expand the team, get some levels. Now taking our first steps into Route 1 to get our first actual encounter of the run. And it is a Fearow. Okay, you know, that's not terrible. Let me Thunderwave it. So now it's paralyzed, and then hopefully we can catch it within the 5 Pokeballs we've got. Yes, first Pokeball. That's what we want. No wasted Pokeballs here. Okay, we are going to call... I'm going to call the Fearow Mohawk because it looks like that's what it's got on its head. Little Mohawk. That'll do. Alright, one last encounter before we get to Viridian City.
Hello there.
You're telling me I've got a Fearow and I could have had a damn Rayquaza? I probably wouldn't have caught it, but I could have had a Rayquaza? Bro! This is BS! Please don't crit me. Please don't crit. Anything but a crit. Okay, we got out of it. I can't believe there was a Rayquaza in this grass. I've seen the lines go white. It's like, oh, it must be something like semi-rare. And then Rayquaza comes strolling on through like, sup. So we'll heal up here. We'll go and get our encounter on Route 22. And then we might spend some time leveling up a little bit, I think. Just because we're going to have the rival fight, which I think he's got a level 7 and a level 9. I think they were his 2 levels from memory. We'll see what sort of encounter we get here. Okay, our encounter is Raticate. Lovely. One, two, three. Got him. Okay, we're 2 for 2. First ball captures. Okay. Just for the way that he's sprite is in this, we're going to call him Chompers because he's got a big ass set of teeth. Chomp. We'll do a little bit more encounter. We might have to switch out to the OG, you know, use him to get a couple of fights under the belt, and that's a Barboach. Okay. Raticate's not looking half bad now, to be fair. Nice, nice. Chomper's gained a whole 13 experience. But yeah, I think if we try and push them all to, say, level 9... Go and heal them up, try and push them to level 9 where we can, and then go and take on the rival fight. We'll go north and get our encounter in Route 2, and then start pushing through Viridian Forest, I guess. We're already nearly 25 minutes in, so to put in perspective, right, we are still trying to level for the first rival fight in Route 22. The test run I did with rare candies, by this point in the recording, I was in Pewter City getting ready to fight Brock. So yes, it makes it a lot quicker. Oh, Lapras, that would have been a nice encounter. Then I don't feel like the content is as good. You know, there's not as much opportunity for things to go wrong while you're grinding for levels. You're basically just speed running the game at that point. And it's not that I'm opposed to it, you know, it definitely helps. But from a content perspective, trying to make a video out of it, if you're hammering through and, you know, by this point I'm fighting the first gym, there's not really much in the way of, you know, being able to explain and have things go wrong and all that sort of stuff to actually have said content. It's basically just going to be a handful of battles, your handful of encounters, and that's that. And that to me doesn't sound like it'd be fun for anybody to come and see, to come and watch. Like, so I'm trying to keep the content semi-engaging, semi-entertaining, without sacrificing on the fact that it's, you know, going to take me a week's worth of Mondays to level and push through because I don't want to use the rare candies just yet. You know, if it gets to a point a bit later in the game and it's just like becoming unbearable, maybe we'll consider it. But like in the early game like this, I think we'll just proceed with just, you know, brute forcing our XP like we are now. Rolls. That would have been a nice encounter. Be handy if we find a few more rolls then. It's just free XP at that point. Look at that. 40 level 5 already? Dunskies. How good is this?
One eternity later.
There we go, level 9. Happy days. Now, I might elaborate a little bit more for those of you that are not fully aware of the Nuzlocke rules and what they mean. At the beginning of the video when I went through the rules, I said we have what is called Dupes Clause and Shiny Clause in effect. Now, the general basis behind them is that for Dupes Clause, if we go to a new route and our first encounter is a member of a species we've already had, so in this case, we'll use Fearow as an example. If I go to, say, Route 2, north out of Viridian City, and it's a Spearow, that would be Dupes Clause. which means I can re-roll the encounter to get a different Pokemon. And then the shiny claws can be done in a handful of different ways. The way that I'm going to use it is because of the sheer chance of finding a shiny being like 1 in 8k or 8,192, I believe. For me, it will be used as an additional encounter. But I have also seen at some points where any found shinies can replace the encounter you got on that route, provided the encounter is still alive. So like if I was to find a shiny in this route, based on that interpretation of the rule, if I found a shiny in this route, it would replace my Raticate instead of being an additional mon. I don't believe I should play like that given the fact of it's stupid rare, like it's 1 in 8,000 chance. So I'm going to have them as an additional encounter. So if by chance I do happen to come across a full odd shiny Pokemon, that will classify as an additional encounter for me. Yeah, aside from that, set mode you'll see in this next battle coming up when we fight the rival. It's basically just, it doesn't give you the option to switch out your Pokemon in between knockouts. So if I defeat the rival's first Pokemon, I then don't get a choice to switch into something else when they're bringing in their second. Just makes the game a little bit tougher. You know, you got to risk taking a hit or potentially having to pivot around a Pokemon you're going to sacrifice, or sack as they call it. It just, you know, adds a slightly different strategy into the mix, especially in key battles. Like everyday battles against wild mons isn't going to make a world of difference, but you know, you come into a gym leader or an Elite Four member or something along those lines, that's when, you know, there's going to be big differences, because those fights can be brutal. The earlier games not so much, but once we reach like Sinnoh and Unova, like getting a Sinnoh with Cynthia, you know, she ain't going to have that Garchomp unless it's re-randomized into another Garchomp. She ain't going to have it, but she's still got good AI. Like the AI still is decent, and you know, will pick moves and do what they need to do to try and get the upper hand. So it's still going to make it for a very difficult fight. And with that one being the 4th game out of 5 in this gauntlet, that's going to be the second strictest rule set, or the second toughest rule set that we're going to have. Okay, hopefully Chompers should only be maybe one more reasonable fight away. Oh, Lapras will get in there for sure. Encounter for Route 2, our encounter for Viridian Forest, heal up again, and then start pushing through the trainers in Viridian Forest. Alright, that should be level 9. 126 XP, easy level 9. Alrighty. So, this is our second main fight for the run, aside from obviously, you know, the first fight with the rival. That's 2 Pokemon. His first one is Drat. What sort of team is that's level 9? Wait, what? I thought he had a 7 and a 9. What do you mean you have a Jirachi, bro? Where the hell did you pull this from? This isn't good. This is not good. I'm really hoping this thing does not have any attacking moves. We could be in trouble already. All that effort and time for nothing. It'd be his wish that'll, you know, heal him back up again. I'm just going to hope this Twister does a bit, or we're in deep trouble. Come on. Oh my god. Actually, let me try and Thunder Wave it too. That might help. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah, that should be 5, I'm pretty sure. But the fact this thing just keeps using Wish, I'm going to say it probably doesn't know anything else. If it's got Jirachi and Lugia, both of which apparently don't know attacking moves, it is a free fight. A painful fight because of Jirachi and its Wish, because it's doing my head in, but a free fight. It does have an attack? This could be run over already. Because he's got a bloody Jirachi. Or maybe not, that's good damage. I have to try and out-damage the Wish is the problem. It's going to take him almost back to full. It does take him back to full. Oh, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. It took 10, that's fine. Come on, 4-hitter. There's 1, 2. For God's sake. Please be paralysed. Wish and rest? Bro, what is this goddamn Jirachi? What other moves does it have? Oh, we might be cooked. Wish, confusion, rest. That's literally its moveset. One more level, it would have had Swift. That would have been big problems for us. That's fine. While it's asleep, it can't hurt us. So hopefully it stays asleep for a handful of turns. 4-hitter, that's what we want. If we get another 4-hitter here, it's gone. Come on. 4 hits, there's 1. That's 2, come on. 3. Yes, let's go. So I'm just going to try and leer it. So I'm going to use Whirlwind, blow me away, bring out something else. Leer. It's going to lower its defense, and then whenever I get Raticate out, like this, smash it with a quick attack. I'm going to bring out something else. Another Leer. Because it's just free XP at this point. I know it's going to rotate through all my Pokemon anyway. I wasn't going to kill it in 1 or 2 hits, so... Let's Thunder Wave it. Might actually be able to then stop Pokemon from being swept away every turn. There's the Raticate that I want. Tackle. Huge damage. There we go. Alright. Mohawk for 140, Chompers for 140, OG for 140. OG is now level 10. Gives us a grand total of 3,224. So I'm thinking we should probably, for starters, go and heal. And then maybe go look to buy a couple more Pokeballs and maybe like potions, paralyze heals, antidotes. Just so we got something, because I know that we're not going through a traditional Viridian Forest, because obviously, you know, all the mons are randomized. But it can't hurt to have at least one of them on hand. You know, a handful of potions to be able to heal up, whether we're in battle, outside of battle, whatever. You know, could be the difference. Now on to Route 2, which this is another encounter for us. So let's have a gaze and see what we get. Alright, our encounter for Route 2 is a Boltoy. Okay, Pokeball, go. Little half-hearted chuck of the ball. 1, 2, 3. 3 for 3, hell yeah. I'm going to call this guy Spike, because of the little spike thing he has on his head. I'm not very creative with nicknames. Don't at me, don't hate me. Alright. Our Viridian Forest encounter is going to be, if we ever find one... What the hell is going on? Thank you. Right, our encounter is... Coughing, okay. So we're getting an interesting bunch going at the moment. One, 2, 3... 4 for 4. First Pokeball is what we want. And this one we shall call Gashi for very, very obvious reasons. I don't think I have to explain myself for that one very much. That would have been nice as an encounter. Damn, Espeon would have been sick. He's got Blissey. Oh, no. Yeah, critical hit. How do you like it? Alright, Spike's level 5. Like Rapid Spin. Chompers is level 10. Gassie's level 6. Nice. And... Combuskin. Well, that should be fine. Easy fine. Another quick attack, GG's. What do we got? Chinchu, level 7. It's not too bad. Couple of quick attacks should KO. Come on, please let me push through, push through, push through. And I'm paralyzed on top of it. God's sake. I'm either going to be confused and hurt myself or paralysed and can't move. No? Push through both. Good. Very good. But you see now, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, this is why, even on a randomizer, we buy antidotes and paralyze heals. This is why we buy them. Fury attack, let's go. Oh, that was huge damage. One more hit, one more. Yes. KO. The last mon. Negating. Oh, good matchup. Good matchup. One more peck and it's GG. Mohawk will probably be level 11, I reckon, after this. Yes. This run is taking a hell of a lot longer. I mean, we've just hit an hour and 20. Normally would have taken me under half an hour to be at Brock. Oh! Okay. That's okay. It doesn't deal that much damage. I thought it was going to do more to me, to be honest. That's fine. Helps that we get first move too, so we don't have the chance for flinch on bite. That'd be good XP though. 379. That is juicy XP. Oh my god, that is so good. Finally made it to Pewter City. We'll heal up and then we need to start preparing ourselves for gym fights and stuff. Now, one other thing I also haven't addressed is if we come across a fossil, I think we should have it as additional encounters. Or now, depending on how the rest of the run plays out. We may alter it depending on how the run's going, that we only get to pick one, because we'd otherwise be in a location we normally would not get an encounter from, if that makes sense. Good switch, Ash. Good switch. Switch to the Dragonite. By God, I'm glad I did. Oh, well, that's just rude. XP is 125 for level 4 Mewtwo. Dragonite's just hit level 11. We are slowly getting there. I don't know if I want to take him all the way through to 14 at the minute, but I probably should. Just because I know the gym leader's highest level, I'm pretty sure is 14, because he's normally got a level 12 Geodude and a level 14 Onix. And so I don't want to find myself under-leveled, just for the simple fact that with this being a randomized playthrough, we have precisely zero idea what Pokemon this gym leader is actually going to have. If we go in under-leveled, and he's got like a level 14 Rayquaza, or, you know, like a Groudon or a Kyogre, or, you know, something that's going to make my life miserable, we're in deep. So I want to try and make sure that we don't end up in that situation. So I'm thinking I may need to grind right through to level 14, which could potentially take some time. This scenario is where the rare candies will be extremely helpful. I don't want to go down that path again. I've determined it doesn't work for, you know, the way I want my content to be. It's not good. So I'll make a quick save. We're an hour and 26 at the moment when I'm going to go and do some training. We'll see what it is when I get back. Been just over an hour worth of additional grinding, but we've now got the whole team at level 14. Now I'm going to stay in the lead with coughing, just for the fact that I feel like it's probably the weakest mon, so the earlier we can get at XP, the easier it's going to be. And yeah, we're now on our way in to fight the gym, so we've done everything else we can do by this point in the game. So we'll go through, we'll fight the gym trainer. If we need to, go out and heal up depending, and then fight Brock. And hopefully, provided things don't go incredibly sideways, get our first gym badge. Okay, so Camper Liam has a Houndoom to start. You know, that's not terrible. So I'm now -2 in defense and it's +1 in attack. It's scary. Now -3 in defense. I think we'll switch out after this tackle if this doesn't kill it. Oh, it does kill it. Nice. Okay, we're definitely going to switch for this next one though. We'll bring out old Chompers, the Raticate. That's only done 3 damage to me. Yeah, we're fine from here. No Wuckers. Hyper Fang KOs, nice. Whopping 76 XP each. So much. And now, Rock time. Oh, your Pokemon are all Rock type. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it, sir. Okay, he's going to have 2 Pokemon. One should be level 12. One should be level 14. He leads off with Breloom. It's actually a great lead for me coming into this. Tackle does 6. I've missed Smog, but that's not good. It's now paralysed me. Rude. I hit the Smog this time. That should hopefully be super, maybe? Yep. Poison? No poison. Okay, we go for Smog again. They've tackled. We're now in crit range, so I think we switch out here. Because I don't particularly feel like losing them on to crit in the first gym fight, if I can help it. I won't be able to go into Spike. We'll just go to Mohawk. The Fearow should have no issues with Peck. Should KO it from this range. Okie dokie, we'll move on to his level 14, his Ace. Coughing's now also level 15, very good. His Ace is a Tropius. So he's a grass type gym leader. By pure coincidence, grass type, not rock type. Okay, he's used Leer, but that's okay. We'll hit it with Fury Attack. Hopefully enough to KO. No, definitely not. Not even a 5-hitter will KO from there, but that should now have it in KO range for Peck, I believe. Guys, let's go. And Tropius goes down. Fearow takes the 500 XP, gets to level 15 itself. And we've now defeated Brock. That is gym number 1 done and dusted. Receive the Boulder Badge, very good. Be interesting to see what item he provides me. That gives us Flash, nothing that we really need to worry about. Flash is a bit meh. TM39. Okay, so they haven't changed, it's just the field items that's changed. That's okay. So we get Rock Tomb. Probably not a great deal we could utilize with that at the moment, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll go and heal our Pokemon up, though, before we forget. And then, yeah, we can look to, you know, maybe finish off the video there, being the end of the first portion of the game, and then get ready to gear up and go again for the next couple of routes and making our way through to Cerulean City. So we'll make a save. So all up, including the gym leader fight, all the training and grinding, it's taken us 2 hours and 35 minutes to beat the first gym, complete the first portion of this Nuzlocke run. So with that in mind, guys, again, thank you for coming through to watch and chill and hang out. Hopefully shouldn't be too much longer before we can get the second part up. You know, the second part is on its way somewhere. But for now, I will leave it there, and I'll see you guys next time.